Hi everyone, my name is Hannah Burnett and I will be presenting on Primetime for Teens. So what exactly is Primetime for Teens? This is a health campaign to decrease the number of teens interested in drugs, trying drugs for the first time, and ultimately becoming addicted to drugs. So what exactly does Primetime for Teens mean? It means catching teens in their teenage years before they can develop a drug addiction or drug use. So a little bit of the background behind that. Teen drug use has shown that teens are more likely to become addicted to drugs if they start experimenting before the age of 13. This is because of the brain's prefrontal cortex. This is where the decision making begins, and this can likely start a big problem in a child's life and often leads to drug addiction. In our state of Alaska, there was 12.1 per 100,000 people overdosed on drugs in 2015. So some statistics behind the drug use before the age of 13. I made this pie chart right here just so you guys could see of teens of the 13.1 teens that experimented with drugs before the age of 13. This graph shows what drugs they begin using. You can see that the darkest green is prescription drugs and the lightest green is marijuana. The numbers are broken down there on the side. You guys can read those on your own. So who is my target population for this project? Overall, it's the Mountain View area. Broken down a little bit further, it's Clark Middle School, and the specific audience is teens. So what is our program? Our program is has a web-based curriculum. It's a National Institute on Drug Use Abuse for Teens website. So they will be expected to educate themselves on education days. So what this means, they will meet in their physical education or health class on the last Friday of each month, and they will be placed in front of the computer. On this computer, they'll be able to go to the NIDA for Teens website. On this website, they have games and interactive activities and quizzes and videos, anything they can really think of to have fun with. At the end of these days, they'll go back and they will have a discussion. The whole class will come together and do this discussion, and a police officer will be in the classroom for this. The reason that the police officer is going to be there is for the purpose of answering questions and trying to gain a relationship with these teens before anyone else can kind of skew their ideas of police and whatnot. So that's like an overview of the day. So to go on with the surveys, there will be 2 surveys taken for the whole implementation of the program. So on the first education day, which I will show you the data of that a little bit later on, the teens will take a beginner survey. This survey has questions like, have you ever experimented with drugs? Have you ever seen drugs? Do your friends do drugs? Do you live in a house with parents that do drugs? Things like that. So then, once the program has gone through each month, on the last Friday of each month, on the very last day before the end of the school year, the teens will take a second survey. This survey will then be compared to the first one to determine if there was any change in mind in these teens after all the education they had gone through. So the drawings for these kids, so a little bit of push to get these kids to actually want to participate in the education are drawings. Every single day that they participate in the education day, they will receive a ticket. This ticket will go into a basket and prizes will be drawn. So the anticipated results, I kind of touched on it before, was the change of mind in these teens. So we'll take the first survey and compare it to the second survey and determine how different these teens looked at drugs and drug use. So our budget, we were given $2,000. You can see the breakdown right here. Personal, there'll be the Anchorage Police Department. They will donate their time to our program. They will be included in the discussions during education days. The Clark PTA members are the ones that are going to go out in the community and find donations for the drawings. And the Clark staff members and teachers are the ones that are going to be putting on the education days. So the curriculum is at no cost to our program. It's provided by the National Institute on Drug Abuse for Teens website. So some of the supplies we're going to have are brochures for teens to take home. Those are also going to be given to us by the National Institute on Drug Abuse. The tickets for the drawings, they can be found for $5 online for about 2,000 tickets. It's a super inexpensive thing. And the prizes, once again, are going to be at no cost to us. They're going to be donated by companies that the Clark Middle School PTA members will find. So now we're at $1,195 left in our budget. So the remaining amount of money is going to be put towards the school program cost. We do not exactly know how much this is going to cost. This has to be negotiated with the Anchorage School District, because in order to put a program in the ASD curriculum, it does have a cost. So we do have to determine that cost, and we're saving a lot of our money for this, just in case it has a high cost. So this is the timeline I was telling you guys about. The only dates I included on here were the education days. So this will begin in the spring semester for the students. This is due to the fact that in the fall semester, this is when we're going to be going and talking to the school district and the school and teachers and getting everyone ready for the program. So January 26th will be the first education day. The students will take their initial survey, and then they will start their education and then have their discussion and go home. February, March, and April, those days are just regular days. They'll go to class, they'll hop on their computers, start educating themselves, and then end with a class discussion, and then be done. And then May 18th is a lot like in January. The kids will come to class, they'll take their final survey, we'll complete the raffle and distribute prizes, and we'll have just an overall discussion about everything we found and what kids learned. Alright, thank you guys for learning about my program, and I hope you guys have a great afternoon. Thank you.